You are watching Kaylin Riopel. Number 10, take her final warm-up pitch. It's Arlington and West Rutland, round 2. What a wild game it was down in Arlington. I believe it was 14-12, West Rutland with the win. And coming up first, obviously will be Arlington, but they will have Kayla Griffin leading off. On a very, very windy day, there's going to be a strike called. Yeah, the wind will be the factor today. It's not the cold, it's not the rain, it's not the snow, but it's the wind. So strike one, and 0-1 count. I'll go around the defense here for West Rutland just a second. And that's going to be hit past Riopel over the bag, and base hit up the middle, picked up by Sumner in the center field, and she'll quickly get the ball back into play. So a leadoff single for Griffin. Now Carolyn Bruno up. So Carolyn Bruno up. Bruno a lefty, and she'll stay in there unless she's going to bunt. So Riopel will wind up the pitch, and there goes the runner, and the throw will be late and to the shortstop side of the bag. So Griffin will put herself in scoring position with nobody down. Had a good pitch to steal on, that's for sure. A tough one for the catcher to handle. Could be a lot of runs today. Just the fact that they had a lot of runs in the first meeting between these two schools, and the fact that just the weather conditions. So Amanda Hart is your catcher out there for West Rutland. The younger Raish, Morgan Raish, is at first base. Caroline Wood getting the start at second. Johanna Lee, of course, is the shortstop. And Caitlin Bania is over at third base. I already mentioned Kayleen Riopel is the pitcher, and there's one right down the pipe for a strike. You got Jen Sumner in center field. Carol Ann Green getting the start in right field. And, of course, Kayleen Eddings over there in left. That is the West Rutland defense. You're looking at Arlington, top of the first, scheduled for 7. That one will be high for a ball. West Rutland in a bit of a winning streak lately. Trying to prolong that here, extend that streak, and that will be ball 4 as she'll miss high. That'll put runners at first and second with nobody down. That'll bring up Arlington's pitcher, who bats number 3, Emily Davis. So a school, Arlington, used to have a tremendous tradition in great softball success when the Pickering girls played there, and Aaron Lawrence was a pitcher back then. And I mean, they've had some outstanding teams. It's been a while, though. It's been a process trying to get it back to that level. Of course, West Rutland, a very young team themselves. That'll be high for a ball. First and second's the situation with nobody out, and so the road team, Arlington, with the beginning here, the makings of what could become a big first inning. Riopel, in case you haven't watched her pitch before, usually right around the plate all the time, is a freshman. And there's, well, I thought, I was looking too, and umpire signals that was too far inside, so I believe just one pitch away from loading the bases. The outfield playing rather shallow, the wind blowing from first to third. It's going to be tough to hit one out of the park today with the wind. There's strike. Hart, a very experienced catcher behind the plate. Other than that, you've got a lot of youth on the team. Coach Paul Dunches, in his 5th year, I believe he said, and works it all the way back to a full count. So Riopel, coming off that win against Long Trail, where she won all 7 innings, and that 6-2 win. Looking to come back in the count, and will miss low, and they'll load the bases up with back-to-back walks. Well, not the start they're looking for. And then Holton, the cleanup batter up there now, and they brought the infield. They brought the infield in. Everybody's in. So Holton batting in that number 4 spot for a reason. She's got to be a threat here. Of course, you got a pitch you can hit. And right now, Riopel just searching for her control. She's mostly missed high. There have been a couple low balls, but yeah, you just want to not beat yourself with walks. You want to let the defense do the job behind you. And that's a good pitch. Took a little something off from that one, and it dips in there for a strike. 1-1 to count, looking for the first out of the top of the first inning. West Rutland and Munger Vision bringing another year of softball action from West Side. And brings it back to a strike there. Maybe starting to find her rhythm now. On deck is Squires. Okay, don't let that sun deceive you. I've got 2 jackets on and it's wicked windy for mid-May. That's going to be trouble. Oh, Green, come in. We'll double it up. Oh, she threw the ball away. Yeah. So nobody will score. That's the good thing. But they had the opportunity for 2 down. They'll settle for the 1 and be happy. Chrissy Squires up now, the shortstop. Well, I tell you, it was too easy right there in front of her to make the throw. And Arlington very fortunate right there not to be doubled up. So 1 out, base is still juiced. And that one, a lot of pop on the ball. That was high though. The outfield playing shallow, which is good because I think they're playing the wind right now too. Not only are they trying to make a shorter throw home if it's a base hit, but they're also, the wind's going to knock that ball down. So that's why it was a good catch by Green. Tell you, in the warm-ups, West Rutland's outfield was hitting everything that the assistant coach was hitting, batting to him. Sumner in center field of fresh, but had showing an extremely strong arm on her throws. Oh, big rip at that rise ball, fouled back, strike 2. I'll tell you what, you get those horizontal falls, and I tell you, that batter's got a beat on you right now. Interesting call for the pitcher up in the count, what she'd want to throw here. And like I said, that was a fastball, rise ball. She does have a changeup. It's just a matter of how confident she is in throwing that right now. Off the fist, and it's a good job by the batter. Squires with 2 strikes on her. Plots on deck as there is the 1 out. Bases loaded. Arlington had the bases loaded with nobody down, and they don't want to squander this opportunity here in the first inning. There's Riopel settling in, and they want the outside target. You can see that right there, set by Hart, the catcher. Oh, what a beautiful pitch! And she hit that outside target, and that is the first strikeout of the ball game. Came at a great time for Riopel. Strike 3 looking, that's out number 2. And now Plots up, and boy, West Rutland just 1 out away from escaping what could have been a disastrous inning for them. They're not out of it yet. Wild pitch, pass ball, an error, base hit. Could do a lot of damage here. With 2 down, they're going on contact, everybody is. That fastball explodes up into the strike zone for a ball. And I think they're going to change bats, yes. So Plots heading over and change bats. If she can extend the inning, Phillips is on deck for the Eagles from Arlington in those maroon or burgundy uniforms. From West Side today, Munger Vision bringing you softball action. That's going to be ball 2, and Hart did a good job of keeping that ball right there in front of her. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 down. Oh, it'd be a shame to give up the run now on a walk after getting the last 2 outs. Again, Riopel looking, winds up, windmills, and pitches a strike right there. Hart will throw down to first. Hart will throw to any base on any count. She's greenlit by the coach to do that. Like I said, very experienced catcher back there, very strong arm. That's West Rutland. And you know, it's very recognizable green and gold uniforms, the Golden Horde. And Hart will knock the ball down, but more importantly, well, that's important too, but 3 balls, 1 strike. So one pitch away from walking in a run. And they're at the number 6 spot in the order. I'll double check that. That she aimed it, walked her, and that will bring in the first run via the walk. So Griffin, who started the inning off with the single, then a stolen base, will score with the aid of the walk. So the base is still loaded for Phillips. 1-0 Arlington now in the top of the first. Like I said, it was a high-scoring affair. I believe it was 14-12 down in Arlington. West Rutland with the win. And again, Riopel trying to get her mechanics down. Right now it's her release point. Obviously, she's holding the ball just a tad too long, thus the higher pitches. Hart going to come out until I cut the crap. Let's throw some strikes here. Yeah, Hart coming out, and I don't know if that was on instruction from Coach Dunches or Hart took it upon herself. But again, the walks have hurt you in this first inning. You've got 2 outs. You're getting down in the order right now. No need to mess around. Just rear back and throw strikes here. Nothing fancy. Let your defense do the job behind you. They cannot field a walk. Good job. Whatever Hart said on that pitch, it sunk in, and that'll be a swinging strike. Great location on that pitch, and not too bad a velocity either. Well, I'll tell you, if West Rutland gets out of this jam with just giving up the 1 run, they still did a good job of escaping. And that one missed low and outside. And again, the base is still loaded, so another walk here would lead to another run. There's been the leadoff single, the fly out to left, and other than that, it's just been a lot of walks. All got help right there, as that pitch would have definitely been a ball, but it's easy to not hit from back here behind the camera. So Phillips fouls it off the fist. That'll be 2 strikes now. On a sunny but cool and extremely windy day on Munger Vision. Riopel with that nice pace between pitches will miss high and outside. I believe it's a full count. I've actually honestly lost track, but there's been so many pitches, I think it's a full count. 3-2, yeah. Everybody's going on the pitch. That's going to be foul ball. That's a good pitch, and that was a good defensive swing, and we'll stay at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down, 1 in, bases loaded. Arlington. The Eagles out there. Top of the first. It's been a long top of the first. Riopel should be loose by now. She saw a lot of pitches here in the first inning. Got strike 3. So she'll have 2 strikeouts. They'll strand 3. Do gather a run, but it could have been a lot more damage. West Side down by 1. Just watching Emily Davis in the warm-ups here for Arlington. I don't want to say inexperienced pitcher, but a pitcher working on velocity. She's very deliberate, not a true windmill. And that's going to be a base hit. Lee will get over the top of the shortstop's head for the leadoff single, and not only will Lee be on base, but she represents quite a threat to steal as she again will hit that first pitch. Now, Coach Dunch has told me these slow pitchers who don't throw with a lot of heat, his team struggles with. But don't worry, this is the second time this year that West Rutland has seen this pitcher. Amanda Hart up. Now, Hart scares me because she told me her goal this year was to hit me with the ball in center field. There's the steal, the throw, and she's safe. She will be there ahead of the throw. It was a close play, but again, Lee with a good slide and good wheels. She runs fast, and she'll put herself in scoring position. So West Side trying to erase that 1-0 deficit here. And what has the makings of going to be a long ball game today. So Hart with a chance to get this thing tied up or even give him the lead if she can hit me in center field with the ball. That's going to be a base hit through the hole to Bruno. She'll pick it up, throw to third, and Lee standing on the bag will be safe. So Hart with a single will drive Lee over to third. Now put runners at the corners with nobody down for Caitlin Bania, who will play. Well, defensively, she's already been out there playing third base, but she's standing up there with a golden opportunity now to keep this inning pumping up toward a big inning right now. See if they send Hart on the steal. They do, and they'll concede the base. Oh, I don't like that. I believe you got a catcher back there. Let them catch. Let them throw the ball. So uncontested on that, and Bania now with runners at second and third, and nobody down. That takes away the conventional double play. That looked like a good pitch. Here comes Lee home, and Lee will be safe, and the game will be tied up on the wild pitch. And moving over to third base will be Amanda Hart. You know, as like I said, I've not only coached Dunches, but I've heard from other coaches in the past on these unorthodox, very slow pitchers. Their hitters' timing is off, and they have to be patient. That's why they struggle with them. But as a catcher, you're wondering, how could you have a wild pitch get away from you that's coming in probably around 27, 28 miles an hour? Well, it's got to throw your catching. Your catcher's got timing's got to be thrown off too. So Bania will pull that one foul down the third baseline. She was able to get around and rip that. Unfortunately, it was foul. That's the center fielder, Plotz, 23, that's standing in my line of vision, but because the pitching isn't got a lot of pop on it, they're worried that West Rutland will pull the ball. That is actually an illegal pitch, height-wise. That's ball 4 anyway. So runners at the corners as Bania will draw the walk, and that'll bring up the younger Raish, Morgan Raish. Her twin sister recovering nicely from her knee injury she suffered in soccer. Of course, her other sister with the knee injury is the older sister, Taylor. They're twins, 6 minutes apart. Now we'll roll into second base, or roll into home plate, and they'll steal second base. Haley Dow on deck as she will be the DP batting for Riopel today for West Rutland. And that will float in there. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking back, and even not even going way back, but Pickering, when she pitched for Arlington, could get the ball there in a hurry. Aaron Lawrence could get the ball there in a hurry, and boy, right now, one of the areas we're really trying to develop, obviously, is there to get some pitching up to that level. Swing and a miss by Raish. I tell you, it's hard to stay back, and that's a shot. That's just a shot. That's going to roll to the fence. That's going to score at least 2 runs. You see Bania turning the corner, and Raish has been given a green light to go to third base, and she'll hold up there with a triple. She will drive in 2 runs as she had her patience there and timed that hit extremely well. So that'll make it 3-0 West Rutland. Haley Dow up now. It's still nobody down, and bases with just a runner at third base. So Davis will miss high with the ball. You know, though, the thing about that too, I don't think that the center fielder Platts could have got that, but she'd shifted just out of that area to go to left center field, and then they hit the ball right up the gap, where she just moved from swing and a miss on a strike by Dow. Dow, usually a good contact hitter, had a long look down at third base to Coach Paul Dunches. I say Coach Dunches coming in after Coach Serrani, Lori Serrani, went on to take the CSJ college coaching job for softball, and Coach Dunches has been here 5 years. And Coach Lori Serrani went on to lead CSJs to back-to-back Sunrise Conference championships. And now she's coaching over at Proctor at the varsity softball program. So that will be a walk as she'll miss there, and Dow will go down to first base. Now bring up Kayleen Eddings. So in a 3-1 game, Eddings coming to the plate and still nobody out. And you got to think West Rutland's going to take advantage of this situation and take second base. And they do, and they won't throw down. I just don't believe a couple different things. Obviously, your team is a team work in progress if you're Arlington. Obviously, you're working on the pitching in this area. You've got a catcher back there who's an athlete. What harm is it to throw down? You might actually get an out. Or at least up a play where you have a cutoff by shortstop and maybe get the runner from third leaning. But just to concede second base, I just don't understand. I don't understand conceding in second base. I don't understand not playing the game. throw the ball down. You need outs. You might get an out. This is just prolonging the inning and giving more scoring chances up. I know throwing down is dangerous. Could be an error. Could be out in center field. It could be a lot of things. But I think not doing something isn't good. Here's what I don't think it really, by not trying to execute, you're not really. I don't think it's 100% softball if you're not playing the game. That'll miss high for a ball. Second and third, nobody down. 3 runs in so far in the bottom of the first, and what's been a long first inning, both top and bottom. West Side with the lead, and quite a threat going still here. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to drive in at least 1 run, and they're going to send her. She's coming in, and Dow will score. So 2 runs will come in on that RBI single by Eddings. So Eddings stinging the ball through the hole between first and second. Now make it 5 now, 5-1. West Rutland. There's Caroline Wood coming up with still nobody down. And Eddings did not go this time. Should look over, and there's the signs being flashed by Coach Dunches. And Wood, there you go. They throw down and close play, but she'll be safe. But I'd much rather see a throw down than just to concede it. Of course, you might say, "Well, who the heck are you to even care?" Well, I'm filling up airspace. As they'll let the catcher retie her cleat. We'll review this inning. Joanna Lee started things off for West Rutland with a single. Hart had a single, then a walk to Bainey, a triple by Raish, a walk to Dow, and now a single by Eddings, and that's how we've got to this point in the first inning. Trying to bunt, and tough pitch to bunt. It was a high pitch. Tell you though, this type of pitching, that slow coming, I mean, you can really square set, get on top of the ball and drive it. So Carol and Green on deck for West Rutland. This is Wood at the plate. That will roll across the plate and obviously be a ball. Well, weather permitting, I have some more Mill River softball action, and what I want is a good day on Wednesday because Windsor coming down to North Clarendon. Windsor and Mill River, of course, playing that memorable 9-inning playoff game last year on Munger Vision. Now Green up, the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the first inning. I don't have a problem with double steal here, because this is going to be a long ball game at this rate. Might as well get the runs up there and try to get a 5-inning game. There's a strike called outside corner. I think on the trail end of that play, I'm trying to see your number. I don't have a 6 in the board. That's Caroline Wood. She was just out to Caroline Wood. I think she thought it was a double steal. She was about halfway to second base. And now was that foul bunted? No, it was not. So they do move the runners up to second and third on a wild pitch. Green with it 5-0 right now. No, it's 5-1 West Rutland. Will swing through the top of that. Yeah, that's a drop, strike 3. There's the tag out because first base is open. And Green becomes the first out of the first inning. Now Jen Sumner up. And barring a double play, Johanna Lee will get a second chance to bat here in the first inning. Sumner, the center fielder in softball, the varsity point guard in basketball. And that pitch high by Davis. And Sumner stepping out. Now Sumner is an athlete. I mean, she's a real athlete. She looks like she could be a good, yeah, line drive hitter. Oh, great stop. They'll throw to first, and that's going to get away. And Sumner, is she going to go to third? Yeah, she's going to cut the corner, go to third, and be held up there. So on what looked to be the second out of the inning, it turns into 2 more runs. Sumner ends up at third. I unofficially make it an E6. And Lee up for the second time. has a single and a stolen base, and all she was swinging for the fences. She tried. You could just tell by a little hitch in her swing. She was trying to hold up, be patient. 1, 2, 3. So 7-1 West Rutland. And they're batted around here. So this is the 10th batter to come to the plate. This is a tone setting type of. Remember, Arlington had the bases loaded, nobody out in that top of the first, and only managed the 1 run. West Rutland responding here with 7 runs so far in the bottom of the first, still just the 1 out. And that's going to be to the shortstop. That's going to be tough. Yeah, she's going to eat it. That was the best play she could have made. As Squires knocked the ball down. Sumner will score the 8th run. And now Hart up. Hart had a single in the first. Oh, that's going to drop in. No, Bruno with the grab, and the runner will scamper back to first. Yeah, so Bruno, a lefty out there, will make the grab. Nice job of tracking the ball. Hart hit it right on the nose, too, though. Now Bania up. She walked and scored in this inning already. There's the throw down. I'll tell you, she threw a beautiful ball right to the bag. Squires, well, there was some confusion on the shortstop and second baseman as who's going to cover. They've got to communicate that because the throw was landed right on the bag. That's going to be over the top of Bruno. Yep. Off the glove. Lee will score the 8th run, and I'm looking here. She comes on the trail in the play. Will be Bania, and I'm going to give her a double on that and an RBI. Now Morgan Rayshup, she had a triple and has two RBIs this inning. So I have it 9-1. I'll double check my math because this is a lot of counting. And Bania danced around second. We'll go back and tag up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. That's 9-1 West Rutland. Remember, the mercy rule works. The team that trails by 15 runs or more has to have 5 full at bats. So this is going to be a long game. As Davis will skip that one in. Bania, almost halfway to third base, will get back to second, re-tag. Been a lot of walks, been a couple errors, has been some balls hit well. And Raish wisely watching that one go by. If Raish gets on, that'll bring up Haley Dow again, the DP. And she'll take the walk on ball 4. Yeah, so Dow, who walked and scored the scene already, back up there. There are 2 outs as West Rutland to their 14th batter of the inning. That one will tickle the outside corner for a strike. Well, don't forget, coming up June 11th and June 12th, the Crawley Road Race Weekend, starting Saturday with the Sport and Fitness Expo at the Keefe Gym from 10 to 4 o'clock. They'll turn fire and get the out. That's the inning. It was a big one for Westside. They plated 9 runs. We'll go to the second, 9-1 West Rutland. So Riopel looking to be a little more efficient this inning. She labored in the top of the first, giving up just the 1 run, but it could have been a lot worse. As Arlington had the bases loaded with nobody out. And that will be a ball as this is Kathy Farrell up. She's the number 8 batter and also the right fielder. This is the type of game where after scoring 9 runs, your team scores 9 runs, you want to come out here defensively and just bang, shut the door and send a statement. That's going to be a strike. 1-1 to count. Just underway in the top of the second. Kayla Griffin led the game off with a single and eventually scored for Arlington on a windy, cold day, which has been our spring. It's either been sleet and rain, wind. At least we got sun today, so. And again, I'll have more West Rutland and Mill River softball action for you throughout the season, as long as the weather permits me to be here. Not again, just really struggling with their mechanics right now. Riopel could be thinking too much. That happens. Gotta have just total concentration, really. Softball pitching is quite an art. Fast pitch softball. Took a little off that pitch trying to set it in there, and that'll be a lead-off walk to Farrell. Now Celia Smith, the second baseman, up. You can see the uniforms blowing. It is very strong gusty wind today. The dust kicking up on the infield. And so West Rutland trying to get the win here on their home turf, and ooh, that one called a strike. She might have needed a 9-iron to hit that one, but it's home cooking, and she'll get the benefit of the doubt, and it'll be called a strike. Well, I guess that goes with that was a good location if that's going to be a strike. Yeah, she'll throw it away. So the runner is going to go to second base and stay there. So they're going to toss it around, and that will be, yeah. Right now, West Rutland doesn't want to beat themselves. They've got a 9-1 lead. So Smith with a chance to drive in a run here with a runner at second. But I started to tell you about the Crawley Road Race weekend, June 11th and 12th, the Sport and Fitness Expo, the 11th at the Keith Gym, 10 to 4, and then the day of the race, the 12th. 8 o'clock start time, the original Crawley Road Race from Proctor, Vermont, 6.2 miles. They've also added a half marathon this year, plus the 5K race for people who want it. You can walk it, you can run it, whatever you want. All kinds of, and the kids downtown mile, can't forget that. Foul ball called. So everybody will reset as Riopel will get the ball back. She'll go to the circle. And lead off batter on deck and Griffin. Check swing foul out of play. Might have swung at a ball there, but of course it's hard. You have such a short time, even with the mound, the circle moved back to 43 feet. What a rivalry these kids were in basketball, not so much this season because West Rutland was rebuilding. But boy, in the past, these two schools had some brutal basketball games. That's going to be hit the Lee. She'll scoop, throw, and there's the out. The runner's going to go to third base. She'll be safe. Tell you, that was a heck of a play by Lee. That was a weird hop. And she stayed with it, made a strong throw to first, and Ray's throw to third just did miss. Getting that runner on a double play. Now Griffin up, like I said, she singled, stole the base, and eventually scored on a walk. So Arlington with a runner down at third base with just the one out. Is Kaylin Riopel in the circle for West Side. Out of play, yes. Strike one, and she had a good rip at that one, but followed it straight up, straight back, strike one. And that Crawley Road Race, what a great story of tradition and history behind that race. Of course, it's been revitalized by the Lannons. Mike and Paula Lannon have really worked hard and gave a ton of themselves and have revitalized that whole race. I'll have Mike and Paula Lannon on Sports Beat. They'll be talking about the Crawley Road Race. Of course, you can watch Sports Beats on the website anytime you want, and you can also watch it on television Monday at 4:30, Tuesdays at 5:30 in the afternoons, and Thursday night 9 p.m. That will hit the batters. They came up and inside, and they hit Griffin, and that'll give her first base. And I think without a doubt, just the way this game's unfolding, you've got to send the runner on a steal from first to second and try to draw a throw and make stuff happen and make West Rutland make plays. Has Bruno up now. She walked and got stranded at third base back in the first inning. In the second, if you had some chores to do, you put them on hold. This is going to take a while today. 9-1 West Rutland. Just the top of the second. There's a strike, and at least they had the play on where Lee comes in and cuts the throw off and sees if they can get the runner at third leaning. So second and third with just the one out to Bruno, the lefty. She'll lay off that rise ball, and it's a good thing it was ball high and out of the strike zone. Hope you've enjoyed watching the 2011 Loyalty Day Parade brought to you by Munger Vision. And Hart will turn away as you can see the wind blow that dirt and dust off the infield across the plate. You can see Riopel's jersey and hair blowing. It's a very gusty, hard wind. My honest opinion, it's got to be at least 30 to 35 miles an hour. That's not going to score a run. Again, I've said it many times, that backstop from home plate to the backstop here at West Rutland, not that far apart, and it is possible, but not as easy as you would think to come home on a wild pitch or pass ball here if you're at third base. Unless it's an exceptional wild pitch or pass ball. Oh, it's a good pitch, good rip. What happened there, though, was Bruno, your classic left-handed batter, take her front foot and stepped toward first base, shortening her back and taking some power out of her swing. So Riopel with a couple strikeouts in the ballgame. They came back in the first inning, looking to check one up here. No, that'll be high. Good eye by Bruno, as she tempted her with that pitch over the plate, but it was high, probably about letter high. And it's Riopel looking, winding, and throwing. Oh, boy. That looked like a dandy of a pitch, but she won't get the call on it. Now Emily Davis up, and again, for the second inning in a row, Arlington has the bases loaded. They had the bases loaded in the first with nobody out. They've got the bases loaded here in the second with one out. West Rutland almost pulling off a double play in that first inning. And the infield drawn in again. Everybody, first, second, short, and third, all in tight. So in a 9-1 game, one swing of the bat could make this a whole new thing here. Whoa, that one called a strike to Davis. As Riopel will have a 1-1 count now as she gets the sign, looks in, hesitates, now goes into the windmill. Out of play. Yes. Strike two, so Riopel, like I said, with two strikeouts back in the first inning. Both strikeouts coming with the batter looking at strike three going by them. Would love to get a strike here. A strikeout here. Getting that West Rutland-Windsor game, weather permitting, and it does look like a promising thing according to the weather forecast. Oh, best looking pitch of the sequence called a ball. But the two teams, Windsor and Mill River, have played once before. And Caitlin Curtis, who pitches for Windsor, had 20 strikeouts in that ball game. That's knocked down, takes her time, will throw home, and threw it away. Yeah, she rushed it. Run will score, another run coming in, that will score, safe. So what could have been a force out of home turns into 2 runs for Arlington. Everybody's safe as Griffin and Farrell score. Bruno ends up at second, over at first is Davis. Yeah, Riopel had more time, I think, than she realized. Got just a little bit of a rush there throwing home. She could have made a easier throw. It was just a force out play, but 9-3 now, West Rutland, which still just the 1 out, and this is Holton, the catcher, Maisie Holton. I believe she's the catcher. Let me look again. Yes, she is. That's back to Riopel, and boy, she was thinking of going to third base with that and didn't make the play cleanly. That'll be an error, and that will juice the bases again here for Squires, who struck out looking at strike 3 called. And here comes Coach Dunches out to talk to his young pitcher. As each team today, early on, we're only in the second inning, even though we've been playing for about 40 minutes or longer. Really, both teams just not executing basic plays. And right now, maybe Coach Dunches is trying to get his young pitcher to focus in. As he checks with the umpire, it is 1 out as one of those hurricane strength gusts comes along. Oh, if I known it was going to be like this, I would have packed a lunch so I had something to eat out here in center field. So Squires all set to step into the plate with Platts on deck. Second and third for Arlington, 9-3 the score. West Rutland with the lead. They've had a couple chances, West Rutland has, to have this inning ended already. That's to Lee. That's a tag play. No, bases were loaded. Okay, I missed that. So she is out at home on a force out. I thought it was only second and third, so excuse me, that's my apology. Sometimes these long innings, long games, you kind of yourself get numb and lose focus. So well, I've lost track. So Squires will reach on a fielder's choice. And Platts up. So 2 down on that force out at home. That was a 6-2 force out. And Davis should be at third base. That's what I'm trying to catch up on. He'll fake the throw to first this time. Yeah, so Davis is at third. Holton's at second. Squires at first. Bruno was thrown out at home base. Okay, so I am up to date now. 9-3 West Rutland. That's off from the shin guard to Hart. And I'll tell you right there, it was one of those exceptional wild pitches where you could have scored on that. Platts today walked her only time up. Remember, she had a 3-2 count and drew the walk. Will miss slow, and they will throw down to first. There's a sweep tag tried by Raish, and a runner safe over at first. Well, I should have brought my razor with me. I'm standing here so long for each inning, I'm going to grow a beard. You know. That'll be high. And that will walk in another run, yes. So Davis will score via the walk. Now the ninth batter, Phillips, coming up to the plate, still with the 2 outs. 9-4. Arlington able to take advantage of some wildness here by Riopel. Working their way right back in the ball game. Fouled. Down the first baseline out of play. As they'll retrieve that foul ball, they want to bring it out to the pitcher, Riopel, and she'll scoop up the throw. So an 0-1 count to Phillips. Farrell on deck, if it goes that far. So Riopel, long wait between pitches this time. There she's set. Outside for a ball. That'll even things up now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not a lot of filler to talk about today because I don't have a lot coming up for myself. I talked about the Crawley Road Race and some more Mill River softball action. That's going to be down to second base. Wood to first. They'll get it. The out. And that's the inning, but a couple more runs. 9-4. West Rutland with lead. I'll double check the math as we go to the bottom of the second. Out there, Squires will go from shortstop to the pitching position. Davis, who was the pitcher, will go to third base. And Griffin went from third to short. And that's where we sit. And this is Kayleen Eddings up to start things off here in the second. Goes up the ladder to get it, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So that's going up to get the ball, as she will have a base hit. So Eddings will lead things off with a single. Not a lot you can do about that defensively. She just hit the ball where nobody was. So Eddings with 2 singles in the ball game. She has 2 RBIs and has scored a run. As Caroline Wood up, she walked and scored herself back in that long first inning when West Rutland sent 14 batters to the plate. As Eddings will stay at first base right now. That's a shortstop, Griffin, who sometimes gets in the picture. Again, Eddings staying at first, that pitch high for a ball. Yeah, like I said, that Crawley Road Race, they've added a half marathon. That's the third. There's 1. And they'll get just the 1. So they'll race the lead runner on the play, which is the correct way to go. So the 6, who covered the short? 5-6 it is. Force out. Wood reaches on the fielder's choice. Foul ball. As Carol Ann Green up, she struck out, swinging away her first time up. So there's 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 9-4. West Rutland with the lead. The runner going, and she will be there. And boy, I tell you what, that throw was not far from beating her running down the baseline. So Sumner on deck. She represents the number 9 spot in the order. That's fair ball, and that's going to be a tough play. The throw, got her. As the runner makes her way back to third base, and she'll stop there with 2 outs. So a nice, strong throw. Arlington looking for a shutout inning here. Sumner up, she reached on an error and scored. Shortstop made an error, and she was able to capitalize on it and eventually come around to score. Sumner's tough. You get the ball on the ground, she's got a lot of speed. She can easily beat it out. So she puts the ball in play. She puts a lot of pressure on the defense to execute. That one's popped up. Bruno got it. Arlington with a much better inning after West Rutland sends 14 people to the plate in the first. An efficient inning this inning and no score. So 9-4 remains the score overall. West Rutland with lead going to the third. First batter up here in the third. Arlington sending 9 people to the plate the last inning. And a lot of that was just loss of control by Riopel. See if she finds her groove here in the third. Scheduled for 7. 9-4. Double checked it. That is the score. Bania still at third base defensively. Leaves at short. Wood at second. Raish at first. Hart behind the dish. In the circles, Riopel. Sumner's in center. Green is in left, and that looks like it could be Lax in right. New right fielder. Okay, Riopel right now, it's just all mechanics. She's having a problem finding her mechanics right now. She's got the 2 strikeouts. They came back in the first inning. Struggling today, but she's got a lot of time to correct that. Now, was that a swing? Wow. They'll say she did not swing, and there'll be a walk. Could have gone either way. I would have called it a swing, but her intent was to make contact. She wasn't trying to get back out of the way. Smith, who grounded out to Lee at short, up for the second time here in the ballgame. In the third. Well, this one hasn't been a Rembrandt, a painting, a artwork here. Hart will knock the ball down, keep it in front of her, and that will keep the runner over at first base. So in the third, it's looking like the second and the first. To Riopel, she's going to go for the shore out, and that's a good play. I think she could have had the force at second, but I think that's a good settling down thing right there. Just make the play, good throw, get this out. You know when you get the shore out. So one down, and top of the order, Kayla Griffin up. She has singled and walked, and she's scored twice today, and she's got 2 stolen bases. So they've gotten good production out of the top of the order with Griffin. That pitch busted inside, made Griffin dance back, and that'll be a ball. As Riopel. Taking a little more time today between pitches than what I used to see her doing. That's right there. 1-1 to count, as that'll even things up. Yeah, Mill River's games this week. I mentioned already Windsor, but then Friday, if the weather's good, they have Leland and Gray. So 2 good matchups, 2 good ball clubs coming down to Clarendon. To Riopel. And, oh, I'm not sure. She lost track of what was going on there. The play to me was always to first, because that's the easy play. So a fielder's choice, and Bruno up now. Bruno's whacked twice. First and second with the 1 out. See, things like that, that's a young player, freshman out there. She's been making senior plays all season, so I'm a little spoiled today when I watch her, because that comebacker to the mound, to me, is automatic. You go to first base. Only because I could see the runner second hadn't overcommitted to going to third. Oh, great pitch. That one looked like the Caitlin Riopel I was used to this year, that pitch. Check, swing, foul, strike 2. Well, up in the count to Bruno, the left fielder, batting in the second spot. Davis on deck. This would be a big out right here. This would be out number 2, and nobody would be able to move up if she can cash up a strikeout here. No. Came in high and hard, and Bruno kind of bent back out of the way. Bruno's made some nice catches defensively in the outfield for Arlington so far in the ballgame. Good eye there, and she's looking for her 3rd walk of the ball game. She seems to have a very good eye. Well, she's very slightly built, small built, so it's a small strike zone you got to work with there out there. Riopel winds up, delivers, skips across the plate, and that will load him up. So Arlington with the bases loaded yet again for the 3rd inning in a row. That's 3 walks now for Bruno, and Emily Davis up. She is walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored a run. As Hart talking to her pitcher, trying to get her to settle down. Hey, some days it all works well, and other days you struggle, and this is so far been Riopel just kind of searching for her rhythm and pitching. Arlington yet to, I mean, they did score 3 runs last inning, but they've had the bases loaded 3 innings in a row. They're looking for a big inning. So with the one out, there's a force out now at any base also. I just want to double check. Yeah, they have the one out with Smith with the grounder back to Riopel. And boy, that outside corner tickles it for a strike. 1-1 to count. And we're in the top of the third on Munger Vision. Oh, they got to be done by 8 o'clock tonight. Dancing with the Stars is on. That's going to be fouled back for strike 2. That, I'm hungry. Got to go get some supper of some nature. So again, bearing down on Emily Davis. Then again, that'll miss high. Coach Dunches has already made a trip to the circle once this ball game. He sent his catcher out last time to do some talking. That's going to be on the infield and caught by Lee, and good job. I mean, that was a perfect, other than a strikeout, that was all perfect what you want if you're a West Rutland fan. Little pop-up on the infield. Lee will make the grab for the second out. And Holton up now to catch her. Her last time up, she reached on an error. Prior to that, she'd flied out to left field to Green. So bases loaded, 2 down. Arlington again trying not to let this opportunity slip away without some runs. Strike called. So for a rare time today, Riopel up in the count early to the batter. Again, it is a pitcher's win today. Ball 1. 1-1 to count. It started off from first base to third base to win, and now it shifted from, well, basically from center field blowing into home base. Home plate right now. And when Darren Carter hears me call it home base, oh, does he get upset with me? That looks like the inning as Lee will make the grab. They'll leave the bases loaded, won't pick up a run, and West Rutland will come up in the bottom of the third, holding that 9-4 lead over Arlington. Byers will start her second inning of relief pitching for Arlington as she'll finish the warm-ups there. As again, Davis started the ball game. She's since gone to third base. West Rutland's big inning was the first. That's when they scored all 9 of the runs. And they're at the top of the order, Johanna Lee. Amanda Hart and Caitlin Bania due up here. Oh, Lee liked that one. She was trying to stay back on it and having a big day so far. Lee has scored 2 runs, has a single, reached on an error, and getting a chance already. Just 3 innings of play, having her third at bat. That right there says a lot about the pitching and defense on each team. That's going to be back to Squire. She'll knock it down, turn fire, and throws it away. And Lee will be awarded. That's a dead ball out of play. And Lee will go down to second base. So again, boy, just lack of execution hurting both teams. Hart, 1 for 2 today. Hit the ball hard her second time up, but it was a nice catch by Bruno in left field that robbed her of at least a double. And that one floats outside. You can see Lee dancing around out there. In the third, going to try to get 7 in. We'll see. The Mercy rule is you got to be up by at least 15 runs. And if you're trailing, you have to have at least 5 full at bats. That one will miss outside. This time they throw to the cutoff at shortstop to Griffin. And Lee, right there, had to play in front of her, watched it, read it, and obviously didn't take the bait. That's going to be a gapper. That's in the gap. That's going to do some damage. That's going to score a run. Lee's speed, she'll easily score. And there is Hart with a double and an RBI. So Hart will drive in the 10th run of the ball game. Has her second hit, and now Bania up. Bania with a walk and a double herself. She has scored a run and driven in a run. And that's the again, it's just lack of execution, and they're going to send Hart around, and Hart's going to come home and score. Yeah, she beat the throw there. He did a nice slide. Bania smartly on the trail into that play, took second base on the throw home. Very, very good coaching over there at first base. Now bring up Raish, so 11-4, West Rutland. That's Plotz, the center fielder in camera view right now. I used to shift around. I might shift around a bit to the left. I hate doing that. That pitch missed for a ball. Now, even if she stays right there, that's better for me because I can see the bat. There we go. It's a big field. You don't stand right in my way. And of course, I'm only joking. Players have first dibs on where they stand. Raish, she's got a triple today. She's also walked. And a good eye there, and she'll let that one slide by for a ball. So Bania at second. A couple runs in here in the third. 11-4 West Rutland. Trying to take both games from Arlington this year, and that'll be ball 4. And so Raish, who has good speed, will be down at first base. Haley Dow up now. She's walked and grounded out. And that will allow the runner, Raish, to get the second, Bania the third, and that's where Holton went with the throw. Was the third. Runner was there, obviously, well ahead of the throw. So Dow with a chance to drive in a couple more runs. That one floats high for a ball. Squires, like I said, came on in relief last inning of Davis. And whew, strike called there. I can only speculate, but I believe both coaches would just love to have their pitchers get the ball into play and let the defense do their job. Now that's happened a couple times today. This inning, that'll be out of play. Over the backstop and out of play for a foul ball strike. But unfortunately, it's been on the case 80% of the time. If it's not a walk, it's an error. So that wind continuing to just bust away here. That's going to be Bruno. Foul ball. Yeah, what happened to Bruno there was the wind took it on her. Because not only are they pulling the ball because of the pace of the pitch, but the wind's also shifted back around from first to third, so the wind's also taking the ball that direction. 2-2 the count. To Dow. Moved. That's to Davis. To first. Got the out. That's the play. Get the out. Absolutely. You need outs right now. So Bania and Raish stay at second and third. And that is the first out. Wow. Okay. So Kayleen Eddings up. Now, see that little bugger? She went and moved back in my way. That's why I didn't want to move, because now she moved back into my way. Ball's tough without elevation to cover. Now, I was allowed to, and not banned from, covering Rutland softball. A couple of the parents donated some money, and I built a perch up over the top of the backstop and gave you a bird's eye view of softball. And there was never anything at all. Small ball, hit her in the field play. Yeah, it hit her in the field of play. She bunted the ball and ran into it. So Eddings is out. And actually, it's not Eddings, that is Sam Wax. I like the idea of trying to bunt, but Wood up now, Caroline Wood. Oh, she stung that one. That's going to get some runs in. And they're going to send Raish home, and she'll make it. And so pick the ball up. So a nice piece of hitting by Caroline Wood, taking the first pitch and driving up to the right center field gap. Scoring Banya from third and Raish from second. That's 4 runs this inning, making it 13-4 West Rutland. And if you start looking through the book, they've really spread around the scoring. As Green up now, Carol Ann Green. And she is the 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 3rd inning. Nice stop by Holton, the catcher, on a pitch low in the dirt. Yeah, so 13-3. West Rutland. That pitch will float in there for a ball from Squires. It's got to be frustrating being a catcher here today for Arlington. That's through the hole, and Bruno will stop it and hold the runners at first and second, as you see Wood stopping at second. No doubt about it, single by Green, as she really stung the ball. Sumner due up now. She reached on an air and scored, and then flied out to left. Sumner, another one of those freshmen. What an athletic freshman group they had come in this year to West Rutland. Got to see quite a bit of them during the basketball season. Squires with 2 outs. That's to Squires, the first. That's the inning. We'll go to the 4th with West Side holding that 13-4 lead over Arlington. A few changes to talk about defensively for West Rutland. The outfield now consists of the right fielder being Sam Lax. Tony Girardi is in center field. Caroline Wood has moved out to left field. Banya remains at third. Lee remains at short. Christina Harrington has gone to second base. Raish remains at first. Hart catcher. And Riopel still in the circle. And this is leading off here, Chrissy Squires for Arlington. They trail by 13-4 score. That's to Lee. She'll scoop, she'll fire, and she's got a 6-3 ground out as they'll retire the leadoff batter. Very rare thing today, but maybe now that Riopel will settle down. It's they changed out. Plot's the center fielder up, in case you didn't hear that part, and that pitch will roll to the backstop. You've missed nothing. It's just the 1 out, nobody on. Plotz and Phillips due up. And yeah, I only have 2 batteries left. The one I've used up already today, and now this one. And it's been a long ball game, and it's a little bit cool out, so hopefully we'll have enough juice here to get through the ball game. These long innings. You can't buy batteries for this old camera anymore. They don't make them. I've internet searched and Googled and all that stuff, and they just don't exist, my friend. Actually, I might have a what I call a quarter battery. It's got quarter power left in it. I might have that left in my auto bag. I'll check that out between innings just in case, as there's the walk. As Plotz will go down to first base via the walk, and now Phillips up. Phillips is struck out and grounded out. See if Arlington wants to run here. Try to jumpstart their offense, which is trailing 13-4 in the 4th. And boy, I tell you, there was a very late start. Lee got her. Boy, I tell you, there's so many mistakes on that play. Starting with the fact that the runner at first base, there was a good 3 count before she took off. Then she never slid. Lee actually caught that ball on the 3rd base side of second base. Had enough time to come across and tag her. And she actually overran the base after because she didn't slide. So nobody on base now. There's a strike called with 2 down. So Riopel looking for a 1-2-3 inning now. It'd be the first for either side in the ball game. And it'll be fouled out of play. Phillips, and then Farrell on deck if Phillips can extend the inning to another batter. Whoa, that's a big corner, and she'll get the call. That's a strikeout, and there's a 1-2-3-4th defensively for West Rutland. For the fourth time today, in a fourth inning nonetheless, Johanna Lee up. She scored 3 runs today. She's hit the ball hard. She got a single, reached on 2 different errors. Played very, very well at shortstop. That should be facing Squires here. There's pitch number 1, ball 1. Now I'll try to keep up with the changes in the batting order with all those defensive changes that Coach Dunch has made. That's going to be down to Griffin. She'll throw. Oh, nice play by Griffin. Really good play by Griffin. The ball took a funny hop, rolled up her arm. She just stayed with it, grabbed it out of midair, and made the throw. So for the first time today, they will retire Johanna Lee. 13-4 is the score. Amanda Hart up. She has a single, a double, scored 2 runs, got an RBI, and flied out to left. Was actually robbed of another base hit by Bruno on that play, where she lined the ball hard to left. And boy, did she pull that. That is going to be well out of play. That's just a long strike. So Squires has done what she's supposed to do since coming in to replace Davis. You know, she's, for the most part, she has let her defense make plays behind her. She has had some walks, but it was 14 batter first inning, 9 runs scored by West Rutland that really set the tone here for this ball game. West Side's next game's on the road at Proctor. That's a walk. Taking on West Rutland's old coach, Lori Serrani over there. Caitlin Bania up. She's had a good day also. She's got a single and a double, and she's walked. She's been on base 3 times today. Scored twice and driven in 2 runs. So Bania having a very productive day, and that's going to be a base hit by Bania. The ball hit so hard that they can only move up to 1 base. So Hart at second, Bania at first. And believe me, I don't need an official score to tell you that's a single. Morgan Race up. Walked twice and tripled. She's driven in 2 and scored 2. Again, it's been a very balanced out attack here for West Rutland as far as you start going through the scorebook, and they've been productive all the way through. Good job laying off that pitch. You can see her kind of leaning forward. You see the wind gusting up the dirt again on the infield. As it has been a nasty spring to cover sports. Like I said, if it's not raining, sleeting, the wind is always blowing hard. Been about 5 years since I remember a spring like this for trying to cover softball. Oh, she got into that one. Knocked down by Squires. That should be an out. There it is. I was making sure Davis was staying on the bag. So a heads-up play by, I called her Squire. I'm sorry, it's Griffin. So 2 down for Haley Dow. And that looks to be the inning, as Davis will make the call, make the grab, and that is a scoreless inning. We'll go to the 5th, and West Rutland up by 9, 13-4. In the 5th, you're looking at Farrell, Smith, and Griffin due up for Arlington. As Riopel, the freshman, that was her best pitch of the ball game. You know why? She didn't think. It was all natural instincts and movement. Great velocity on the pitch. I've talked to many pitching coaches and softball pitchers throughout my almost 16 years of covering this stuff, and they all say, when I say, can you overthink out there in the circle, every one of them say, oh yeah, absolutely. And wow, That's protecting the plate with 2 strikes. I mean, literally protecting the plate as that ball was on the plate when she golfed it foul. So Farrell staying alive with the 2 strikes. She's been on base twice today. Both times she's walked, and she eventually did come around to score a run for Arlington. West Rutland winning in Arlington earlier this season. And again, a good job with 2 strikes of getting that bat around and not watching strike 3 go by. You see way too much of that in baseball and softball at the high school level. As Riopel set, goes into the windup and the windmill. Got her looking, strike 3. That's been a consistent call out there on that corner. Up to 4 strikeouts now in the ball game. Celia Smith up. She's grounded out the shortstop and grounded out to the pitcher. As Riopel settling down a little bit in the last inning and a half. She's getting her location, but she's finding her strike zone now. There's a swing and a miss for a strike. Top of the order, Griffin on deck. As it's all great pitch again, just fired right by her. Well, I'd rather have her finish strong. Talking about Riopels, we're in the 5th, scheduled for 7. Nice scoop by Hart. Now you might say, why does it matter? There's nobody on base. Well, first of all, your catcher should try to stop every pitch, whether there's a runner on base or not. Also, she'd have to chase it down. It kept the rhythm of the pitcher going. As you can see, Hart hold that for a second, trying to frame it for a strike. Didn't get the call, and it'll be a 2-2 count. Here's Riopel here in the 5th. Looking at a strong inning for West Rutland. Off the fist and playable. Riopel says she's got it, and she does. I don't think she had to move an inch for that, so she will make the grab for the 2nd out. Bases are clear, and Griffin up now. Griffin singled and scored in the 1st, walked and scored in the 2nd, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. So she's been on base all 3 times. She seems like a good candidate to have in that leadoff spot for Arlington. As you know, it's hard to believe, but the softball season coming into the home stretch now is the 3rd week of May starting very, very shortly. And that last week of May is playoffs and then the championship, and Raish foul ball over there to get it. And of course, not that it matters to anybody, but this will be my final softball season covering softball for anybody. So I think about it as each season ends and it closes the book on my videotaping, bringing it into the public to watch career. That will be falling out of play for a strike. Strike 2 now as Riopel looking for another 1-2-3 inning. Remember, she had a 1-2-3 4th because they threw the runner out trying to steal. So looking for her 6th strikeout. Won't get it. That's a fair ball. Hart calls off the pitcher, throws to first. She dropped it. Yeah. It was a catchable ball. It was low, but it was catchable. And how would they score that? Well, since I'm not an official book, I'm going to be tough on Raish and give her an error. That's not official, and I still think the world of her, but catchable ball. Bruno up now with a runner at first. That's a nice stop by Hart, and the runner will go, and Hart will eat the ball, and that'll be an uncontested base for Griffin as she'll head down to 2nd, put herself in scoring position, and Davis on deck. Bruno has walked all 3 times she has been to the plate today. Which says, well, says something about her eye for the strike zone. It says that a small left-handed batter bothers Riopel as far as finding that strike zone. And that's going to allow Griffin to go down to third base. So the wild pitch will put Griffin at third. As Bruno up in the count. Well, just think, you've got Griffin on the leadoff spot, who's been on base all 4 times. You've got Bruno up, who's been on 3 times today, in batting number 2 spot. So the top of that Arlington order is not an issue. And I tell you, Arlington is actually just a confident pitcher away from being a 500 club, a very competent club. That's going to allow the run to come home on the wild pitch, and it will. So they'll score their 5th run on an error and a couple wild pitches. And Bruno, not only that, walked for the 4th time today. Now Emily Davis up, as Arlington has cut the lead down to 13-5 in the 5th. So Riopel started this inning off strong, then faded. There's the throw, and oh. Yeah, I tell you what, the coach just for Arlington just told Bruno that she's got a slide, and he is correct. If Lee catches the ball, I got a feeling she's out, but it's irrelevant now since none of that happened, and he can't go back in time and fix things. So Riopel, after getting the first 2 outs on a strikeout and then catching a pop-up on the infield, have a little problem finding that 3rd out. Davis looks at strike called on that outside corner. Here's Riopel. Well, right there, that was the first time I can remember her rushing between pitches. I think one of her biggest positive things as a freshman starting varsity pitcher is that she's been very composed all season. And that one just did miss high above the belt. That's a very disciplined job by Davis not chasing that pitch. That's what I call borderline pitch. That wasn't a bad pitch at all to swing at, but it was out of the strike zone a tad. That one will tail inside, and that'll become yet another walk. So after 2 outs, there's now 2 on, 13-5, and Holton up. She's been on base once. She reached on an error. Other than that, she's flied out to the left and flied out to the shortstop, which was Lee. And that was Green playing left field at the time that made the catch. So Arlington trying to get a 2-out rally here. Has 1 run in, and that's going to be a strike called. That's been Riopel's best pitch as far as location today, is she's been able to tickle that outside corner quite a bit. That time she got the corner, but low for a ball. As again, she will look for the target on that outside corner. Hart with a nice knockdown of the ball. Yeah, in case you're just joining us, Arlington got on the board first with a run in the top of the 1st. West Rutland responded with 9 runs in the bottom of the 1st. It hasn't been artistic today by either side. And you'll get games like that, especially in a spring like this where it's been tough weather and tough for the teams to get outside a lot. And that's the inning. They do pick up a run. Nice job by Riopel. She'll get the 1-3 ground out. West Rutland coming up in the bottom of the 5th with the lead. Should be Sam Lax up, but I'm not positive. She hit in this spot in the order last time, and she stayed in defensively. I don't think that's Sam's number. Oh, it's Tony Girardi. Okay, so Tony's up for the first time today, and there's a bunt attempt foul. So let me mark down Tony Girardi here. Tony, one of the few seniors on this squad. And she will drive that through the hole, and she's got a chance for 2. And she's got good speed, and she's going to be in there standing up with a single and then the error. Now this is Caroline Wood's spot in the order, and I don't believe it's going to be Caroline. But I can't see the number on the back of the jersey, so it might take me a second to identify this young lady. Oh, it's Harrington. Okay, so there's number 20, Harrington. Christina Harrington. Remember, they had all those defensive changes. Now they're starting to come around the order with it. 13-5, West Rutland. Foul ball. But I'll tell you what, Harrington's certainly getting around on these pitches. And like I said, Carol Ann Green's spot next in the order, and she definitely will not be batting, so I'll have to wait and see who that next batter is. Scheduled for 7. I think we're going to make it. That one will float up there for a ball. You know what? That is Sam Lax out there. I thought it was a number 9, and it is a number 3, so Lax is out there. Lax got the hit. There's the out. No, she didn't throw it. Okay. So Davis will stab the line drive. I apologize for Lax. I didn't do anything wrong. First of all, I'm getting to the point where my eyes are brutal to try to see. And you take a 3 with the wind blowing the jersey. Oh, that's going to be catchable by Bruno. She'll make the grab, and that was okay. That was Carolyn Wood. I'm not sure how she got the switch in the order like that, but she did. Sumner's spot to up. This is Girardi. Okay, so now Tony will bat here. But yeah, from the distance I'm away, you could see where I could see the 3 being a 9. And it's a straight steal. Safe is the call. Lax slid in, and it was a slide that made her safe. It's West Rutland looking for a run here in the 5th. Top of the order on deck, and Johanna Lee. That's going to be the second, and through for a base hit and an RBI. You see Lax scoring, and there is Girardi. So her first time up today, she'll get a single and an RBI. And now top of the order, Johanna Lee. She's been on base 3 of her 4 times today. And she's looked real good out there defensively. She's done a nice job defensively in the field at shortstop for West Rutland. There goes the runner, the throw, and she will be there safe. Nice scoop by Griffin to keep the ball from going out into center field. Yeah, and the center fielder wasn't paying attention. She didn't back that play up, so it made Griffin's play. Oh. Yeah, they called her out, which was the wrong call. Coach Dunch is just trying to, well, respectfully, he's being very good, but the umpire's got to acknowledge that was a blown call. But in any event, we'll go to the 6th with West Rutland up 14-5. Squires trying to get things started here for Arlington. We'll look at a very high pitch for ball 1. A 9-run lead for West Rutland. Riopel gave up the 1 run in the 1st, 3 in the 2nd, shut out Arlington in the 3rd and 4th, then surrendered the run in the 5th. She's looked a lot better here in the middle innings than when she got. Of course, like I said, first of all, it's a very short season to get prepared for softball in Vermont. Yeah, though the spring weather was very uncooperative with a lot of practice time outside. Plus, the weather conditions, I mean, you wouldn't think wind, but this is strong, gusting, heavy-duty wind today that she's, and it's, I'm not saying it's bothering her, but it takes a little while to get used to the elements as that pitch will bust inside for a ball. As Stu up Squires' Platt's spot, and then Phillips. I think it's going to be Clark batting for Platts, as it was Clark that went into play center field last inning defensively. Oh, great pitch. That outside corner, and she tattooed it for a strike. Again, West Rutland's next game on the road at Proctor. And that will be a walk to the leadoff batter. Not what you want to do, but I'm looking. That might be Plots. I think it is. No, it's not Plots. I'm sorry. It is Clark. So Clark batting for the first time today. As again, Arlington, when they have gotten base runners on, they have moved along via the steal. See what they want to do now with the runner at first, nobody out. They'll throw down Squires, just back ahead of the throw. Nice job of trying to swing the tag behind by that freshman there, Raish. Almost came up with the out. That'll be a strike there, and that'll be strike 3. So strikeout number 5 for Riopel, out number 1, and Phillips up. Phillips 0 for 3 today. That's going to be to second base, Harrington. They try the double play, she'll be safe. They'll get the leadoff runner out. And they almost pulled that 4-6-3 double play off. That was pretty close. That's going to make the coach pretty happy there to see that execution. Harrington pivoted beautiful on the throw. Lee was right there for the cover. Now Farrell up with 2 down. Hart pump fakes to first, runner staying put. So West Rutland looking to have a shorter inning here, not a 1-2-3, but at least a shorter inning defensively. There's been some long defensive innings by both sides. That'll be a foul ball. As it must be, 6 o'clock, because the 7th, 8th grade softball team's coming out to the field behind me to start their practice. Oh, great pitch. And that should be the inning. And it is. And she'll strike him out. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. West Side leading Arlington. Lee back up there for West Rutland. As remember, they called Girardi out on a play she was clearly safe on. Lee, Hart, and Bania do up here for West Rutland. And that's going to be a hard hit ball picked up by Griffin to throw to first. And a nice stretch right there for the out, so they will get Lee for the second time today. So they do get the leadoff batter gone here. That pitch coming in, and that is going to be pulled foul. I'll tell you what, Hart said her goal was to hit me with the ball in center field. She's been pulling it too much to get me today. She's been right on top of those pitches. She said it's nothing personal. That's a drive. Just foul. I tell you, if the wind wasn't blowing, I know that was a foul ball, but I'm just trying to. The wind wasn't blowing. That had a chance to go over the fence out of play. As Hart's mechanic, she had some quick hands going through that strike zone. Well, down 2 strikes in the count, and she will dribble that one foul, picked up by Davis. So, again, nice job with 2 strikes, being defensive at the plate and staying alive. Squires came on in the 2nd inning to pitch, relieving Davis. And again, she hasn't been Nolan Ryan, but she's done a very decent job. That's going to be foul. So Hart with a good at bat here. Making Squires work. In the 6th, scheduled for 7. Foul ball again. Hart blistering it foul. pulling the ball. 14-5, West Rutland with the lead. They did trail at one point, 1-0, but they hadn't been in the bat at that point either, so. Boy, you can see Hart kind of look back. That's that outside corner they've been given for the strikes. That time must have been just a tad bit high, if anything. But see, when she glanced back, she's been catching all day. She knows where that strike zone is. Davis with the long throw got her. So Hart, after falling off several pitches, will ground out to Davis. That's quite a play by the pitcher Squires to go that many foul balls. Bania up now, the third baseman for West Rutland. So again, they're looking to get the win and keep their momentum going forward. To the pitcher Squires to first. That's the inning, and we'll go to the 7th. West Rutland just 3 outs away from getting the win. Defensive change. Dan Brackus is coming to play left field now for West Rutland, and I'm just looking. Everybody else looks to be the same defensively. As Celia Smith, the number 9 batter, then Griffin and Bruno do up as Arlington needing 9 runs to extend the game to the bottom of the 7th. 14-5, and Riopel with the 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Got a gift there. That's going up the ladder as Smith will chase that one. That was definitely out of the strike zone for strike 1. If in fact it is Smith. Number 12, it is Smith. Okay. That'll make it a 1-1 count. And like I said, weather permitting, I got two I think should be good ball games coming up. I got Windsor at Mill River and Windsor and then Leland and Gray at Mill River coming up. So strike 2. If Mother Nature cooperates, I'll have a couple more dandies on Munger Vision. West Rutland looking to, I said, keep their momentum going here. I believe we'll make them 6-3. Foul ball down the first baseline. Ball brought back into play to Riopel. She'll settle into the circle and find the target. And she will get strikeout number 7, yes. Well, I gotta tell you, at least she went down swinging. Top of the order, Griffin. They have had a problem with Griffin today. She scored 3 runs and they haven't recorded an out with her. She's done a nice job too in the infield defensively. Nice pitch at the knee, strike 1. So Riopel looking to finish strong here in the 7th and get the complete game win. That'll be literally chopped foul down the first baseline, strike 2. So Riopel in a position here to pick what pitch she wants to throw, up 0-2 in the count. Congratulations to the graduating class at CSJ 2011. It was a very nice ceremony. Former Governor Jim Douglas gave a great speech. That's going to be another base hit as Girardi will hustle to it, but they won't get the out at first. So Griffin continues to be a pain in the butt for West Rutland as she will be on first base with yet another base hit. And now Carolyn Bruno up. Bruno has been on base all 4 times. She has walked all 4 times. As that was nice to lead to slide over so you can see home base now. That's in the dirt. Runner going to throw down, and she will be there. Nothing wrong with doing that. I don't care if you're down 9 runs. I like that. Get some execution going, some pump going, some, what do you call it, some adrenaline pumping. No lead insurmountable, and there's just the 1 out. And they're right in the heart of their order. Well, I tell you what, that left-handed tendency to lift that front foot and pull it toward first base, man, she did that there. Davis on deck. Griffin in scoring position. There is the pitch coming on the way from Riopel. Oh, great pitch. That one right there split the plate right down the middle. And it had some pop on it. All good stuff. Riopel came back high and tight for a ball. Look, see Hart slide to the outside, glove to the inside, but to the backstop, and Griffin coming into camera view now will be safe at third base on the wild pitch. So a stolen base and a wild pitch. I got Griffin over at third as Bruno will have walk number 5 today for herself. There's a lot more walks than that, but now Davis up. She scored a run today. She started the ball game out as the pitcher. They went to 1 inning, faced 14 batters, and then gave way to Squires in the second. Strike call, throw down. She's safe. She is safe. I tell you, it was a nice throw by Hart. As Griffin scores the 6th run. So nice job of still playing, still coaching here in the 7th inning by Arlington. Like I said, they're a confident pitcher away from really not being horrible. I mean, for what the coach has got, he's gotten a lot of miles out of him. That will roll all the way to the backstop, and Bruno going to be there. Bania will put the tag on, but obviously late. Again, Riopel, not one of her better performances today, but she's hanging in there and battling and trying to just finish out the 7th. Tell you, that's the stuff. When you don't have your A game and you can go 7 innings and the team gets a win, that shows a lot of character and guts right there. Popped up, back, and out of play, and just becomes a strike. So 14-6 in the 7th, West Rutland. 2 outs away, hopefully, from getting a win. Throw down to third, and that hit the base runner, yeah, as Bruno. Yeah, she's not a big girl, so that didn't take a lot to hit bone right there. You could hear the thump. And it looks like to be her forearm or hand area, and that, like I said, it's a chilly day, it's a windy day, and the fact that Hart's got a lot of muscle when she throws too, I believe they're going to bring on a courtesy runner, which would be, they only have one other sub available, which is the other Clark girl. There's 2 Clarks listed. Oh, and that sucks, man, to get hit in the hand with the baseball or softball. And I'll tell you, of course, what was awkward about it was she had her back to home plate going back to third base. And it was a 1,000,000-to-1 shot. You could hit her right on the hand like that, and by golly, she'd got it. Now, you don't understand. They're bringing Farrell in to pinch run. But she's already locked into a spot in the roster in the game. There's Arian Clark and Amber Clark. That's who they've used. Amber Clark's available. I don't understand the switch here, and maybe that's what they're going over. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying I don't understand it. Yeah, she's a rostered player. You can't plug her in. Yeah, I mean, she's already got a position and a spot in the batting order. Position in the field and a spot in the batting order. And this should be number 11 if she turns around. No. I don't understand that. Well, I'll have to ask or read my book, get it out. They went to Celia Smith, who made the first out of this inning, to go into play. Now, remember, there is just the one out, one run in, and Davis still at the plate. That one's high, nice grab by Hart, and she'll go up and get it. As again, Riopel. She's had some spots today where she's been her old self consistent, but for the most part, she knows that there's some work to be done. As Holton due up, first and third. Now they stole the base earlier this inning. Why wouldn't you send somebody in a first-third situation from first to second? Actually, they had a double steal. Pitch high, runner stays at first. Ball one. So in keeping with the theme of the game, this is another long defensive inning being played here in the top of the seventh. That'll be missed for ball two. Is Arlington at their number 3, 4, 5 spot in the order? And again, Riopel looks in. They want that outside corner. You see Hart slide over. And whoa, man. But it's been consistently a strike all day, and it will be called a strike there. Bania even with the bag at third. In case they're thinking about dropping a bunt down here. Neither team's really, I think there's been one bunt attempt. There's one, and that's all they're going to get. So they've come close a couple times to pulling off the double play. Bruno's spot will score. That's 2 down now, and it's now 14-7. West Rutland. And Chrissy Squires up. So really not a bad person to have in this spot, trying to prolong the inning. And that's definitely a wild pitch. That will easily allow Holton to go down to second base. So 2 outs. They've got to be aware of that. They got to go on anything. Squires set, and a 14-7 softball game. Popped up and out of play for a strike. But again, at Windsor Mill River game that I hope to have for you, that Windsor pitcher Caitlin Curtis had 20 strikeouts in that ball game. So I can't, you know, I watched her pitch last year. She had just came back last year from mononucleosis, and what I was led to believe that was her first game back. And when it was a 9-inning playoff game, that Mill River won. But Curtis pitched excellent, as Lee did for Mill River. The pitch on the way, and off the fist and foul. So a good at bat by Squires to stay alive here and keep the game going. And if it's not tough enough for Mill River having Windsor on Wednesday, they've got Leland and Gray coming in on Friday. That looks to be the more iffy day weather-wise. But again, they got to play it by ear in Vermont. For the ball game, that'll be a ball to the backstop, and a runner will easily, on the wild pitch, take third base. Again, Arlington just kind of like gnawing away here. They're at 14-7 now. They're down, but in the seventh with 2 outs. You see Hart shielding her eyes. This time of night, the sun coming in from center field right into the catcher's eyeballs. That's to Riopel. That's up the middle. That's a base hit. Another run going to score. Girardi will pick up that, and that'll be a clean single by Squires. That'll make it 14-8. And now Clark due up as she bats in plot spot. So can Riopel, if she's going to get the third out, this would be a perfect spot right here. And a swing and a miss by Clark. Clark, her only time up, struck out last time. Had a good rip at that pitch right there. Another good rip at that pitch, strike 2. So looking for her 8th strikeout to end the ball game is freshman Kaylin Riopel. Let me find, there we go, I'm hit the camera. The wind's not blowing the camera, I'm hitting it with my hands. And that will be the ball game, and West Rutland will hold on for the 14-8 win. An 8 strikeout performance by Kaylin Riopel, and a real gutsy performance